That was...
We don't have a news story yet because you've banned me from using the one about the girl getting tomahawking off the bridge.
It's not funny.
The driver arrested for wearing a headlamp in place of headlights.
What, like a headlamp?
Yeah, he was wearing a head torch.
That's quite funny.
Man writes a TripAdvisor review for a custody cell.
One, two, three, four, five.
I'll take that as a no, seeing as you
One,
didn't react.
two, one, 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 one,
Pablo Escobar's brother asked to review Netflix Narcos.
Really?
We don't want a story that makes you say, really.
What? What? You done today? I could beatbox with a loop pedal.
Can you?
With a loop pedal, probably.
I think there's a loot box on that thing.
Bum, bum, bum.
Jockey kicked in the face by a horse, then run over by an ambulance.
That's quite funny.
We'll just find out if he's not dead first. He's not dead. It's a goer.
He's not dead!
He's still alive.
It's okay, everybody. He's still alive.
Okay, right.
Roll the film.
Should we roll the theme music instead?
Roll the show.
Should we roll the theme music?
Let's roll the show.
Right. I'm not doing it. I'm waiting for you to say hello.
I was waiting for you to do it.
I wanted to see who broke first.
Just having a stare down over the breakfast bar.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Starter for 10.
With Angus.
And George. We're getting a bit slick now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're on it, mate.
The production's increasing.
What's been going on?
Well, I've been to Belgium.
It's quite exciting.
It was pretty good. It was all good. You been up to much?
No.
No, literally nothing.
Yeah.
Long pause.
Yeah.
We got a big old bowl of crisps in front of us.
Yep.
As usual. And
German beer.
German beer. What's it called?
Don't know, I can't read it. It's in German.
Yeah, we're still continuing our world tour of beer on the start of a 10.
Yep.
Yeah, so we don't have any important news to start with. I guess we should just go straight in.
Is there any new reviews?
Yes! There is a new review.
That's pretty cool.
The new review is from... Oh, let me get it back a second.
It's always cool to get reviews, guys.
Yeah. We love an iTunes review. This is how excited we get.
Even if it's brief. Even if it's just awesome.
My offer is still on the table. I will PayPal you £1.
You will.
Mozdog Millionaire says, bizarre in a brilliant way. Interesting and factual, but also a great laugh. 5 stars.
Perfect review. 5 stars!
That's the kind of thing I could imagine being on the front of, like, Time Out magazine.
Yeah, that's
we
perfect.
Made it.
We've made it now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mozdog Millionaire.
Yeah, big up Mozdog Millionaire.
What? We will
Keep doing
PayPal you £1 if you tweet us your
Yeah.
PayPal.
Yeah, we will, actually. We will. Yes. We wait to hear from you, Mozdog. Right. Let's go in.
Inside the place.
Today, we're going to Ireland.
Ireland.
To the Belfast Telegraph.
Oh, yeah? Oh, not Northern Ireland. Belfast. It's not Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
I'm not sure. My Irish geography's off.
I'm pretty sure that's Northern Ireland.
Isn't it really offensive to get them the wrong way round?
Yeah, and I haven't, so it's okay.
Okay.
It's the capital in Northern Ireland, isn't it?
Right. A jockey has been kicked in the face by a horse and then run over by the ambulance that came to rescue him. Yeah, that's a bad day at the office, that is.
What? It's a really bad day at the office.
A Northern Ireland jockey has told how he was run over by the ambulance called to help him after a horse kicked him in the face.
What? Is he alright? Is he dead?
He's okay.
Oh, just okay.
The vehicle broke Chris Meehan's leg after his mount knocked him out, broke his nose, and left him with a gash to his jaw that required 27 stitches. Oh, he was done good.
That's a lot of stitches.
Crosscar man, Chris, presumably Crosscar is a location, he's not Crosscarman. We've already got in trouble for this, for me saying Chinaman, haven't we? Yeah.
Crosscar man.
Whose father teaches paramedic... Oh, this is a beautiful irony. The kid who got run over, his dad teaches ambulance drivers how to drive ambulances.
What?
He was in Italy for a hurdle race when the animal kicked him. Well, I'm not surprised. But I mean, Italian standards of driving are wild.
Probably quite crazy, especially the ambulances.
Yeah.
So, where did the ambulance drive over him?
Well, presumably it was a bit like, you know how
his face, hopefully.
You know how... Well, it was his leg. He broke his leg.
Oh, it's his leg. Sorry.
Yeah, but the starter came over to help me because I was on my back and choking on my blood. He explained. Well, he was in a proper mess.
Wow.
Then. As if my injuries weren't bad enough, the racecourse ambulance came up alongside and then reversed up onto my leg. They stopped it on top of my leg.
What?
So I started screaming, but it broke it straight away.
I'm not surprised. An ambulance on his freaking leg.
Everybody had to push it off me. You have to laugh, really. Good to see that he's good about it.
And especially being from Northern Ireland. They don't have the best sense of humour, do they? They're a bit... Well, everything's miserable.
Yeah, but it's not just their accent.
Might be,
Don't generalise the whole of Northern Ireland. Getting a phone call. Telephone.
Ring, ring, it's the telephone. Just go answer it.
I will.
It's fine.
It's
It
a
can
cold
be,
call. That'll be
a
fun.
live podcast. I can do some music in the background. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think he's on his way back. I think that's it. I think he's coming back. Are you back in the room? I think he's back in the room.
Jeez. Well, that was something, wasn't it? It was quite long.
That's right. We love phone calls from fans.
How long was that, roughly?
Don't know.
That's why I have no idea how much we're chopping off.
No idea.
Well,
But I was silent for all of it, so...
So should we just leave all the silence in?
Well, no.
On the
obviously
podcast?
take the silence out, yeah.
No, I think we'll leave it in. Test and see if anyone's still listening. We were talking about Chris Meehan and his injured leg, weren't we?
Yeah, and how Belfast is in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, but you got slightly racist about that, so I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to recover that, cover that ground.
I love the Northern Irish sense of humour.
Yeah, the Irish, just the general, they just seem like a good
Great
crack.
bunch, yeah.
Good crack.
Good crack, yeah.
Yeah. We like a good Irish bar as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we love
Irish
bar.
bars.
Love an Irish bar, don't
They're
we?
the best.
I like how you can go wherever you go. You can go to like...
Anywhere in the world.
You can go anywhere in the world, and if you locate an Irish bar, you know exactly what you let yourself in for.
There's always a McFlanagan's.
Yes. But a stereotypical name, to be honest.
Or O'Flanagan's, or
Yeah.
McDonald's, or... No, that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, there probably aren't many called McDonald's with golden arches too. you get those everywhere too as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, right, not heard of
But
them.
however, the menus are different.
Oh, are they?
But they're differing. Yeah.
They serve beer in Europe, don't they?
They do.
Although, haven't they started doing that in the UK now? Haven't they trialling it in certain McDonald's?
Well,
I
I'm
heard
not
it. I don't know if
sure.
it's true.
Because McDonald's are franchises, aren't they?
A lot of them, not all of them.
I thought it was the first company that was a franchise.
Yeah, but they're not all franchises. Some of them are owned by McDonald's Corporation, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Are you calling me out on this?
Calling you out. I always used to think that it depended on the way that you were given ketchup. That's how you could tell that a place was a franchise. Because if they had a pump, then they were a franchise. But if they gave you sachets, then it was an actual McDonald's. That's what I used to think. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah. Well, they are. More than 80% of our restaurants worldwide are owned and are franchises.
Yeah.
So they must be. I don't know. I don't know if that's the UK. Are there half of them in the UK?
About half.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. What about the service station ones? I wonder if they're all franchised or what.
I imagine they probably are, but they're just owned by Moto or something like that.
Yeah.
We've talked about service stations on the podcast before.
We
haven't
have, yeah, the best
Why
ones.
do we ever come back? Why
I
do we
don't
come
know.
back to that? It's
Come
boring
back
as hell. God, nobody likes a service station. It's a necessity of life.
I don't know. Some of them are right.
Well, I'm resentful of pulling in at them anyway.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a big service station fan. But if I'm doing the same journey, I have certain ones that I'll stop at every time.
Yeah. Do you know what's really strange?
What?
And it sounds silly, but you got to hear me out for a second. That we have separate bathrooms for
That's a
women and
second
men.
gone now. Yeah, continue.
We have separate bathrooms for women and men.
Yep.
Okay, obviously you have urinals. Fine, I get that. That they need to be separate. But in all reality, cubicles...
What's the point?
What's the point?
I have thought this.
Why don't they just have a load of cubicles and urinals separately, but loads of cubicles and share the taps? Doesn't make sense.
Are you bringing this onto a gender-neutral bathroom debate?
Well, that's what it is. Like, in Pret, in Exeter...
Yes.
Pret-a-Manger.
Pret-a-manger.
Yeah. There's just like two toilets, and you just walk in, and there's just toilets and a sink. Or two sinks. There's no need. There's no need. It's weird to adjust to, but it feels weird that it's weird. It's one of those things that it feels weird that it's
an
weird.
Adjustment.
Why is it weird? I don't know, but it is.
But there is something that's slightly odd of coming out and going to use the sink and seeing...
Weirdest thing.
Seeing somebody of a different
really
gender
weird.
and being like, oh God, I've gone in the wrong door, which
Yeah,
is
weird.
slightly mortifying.
Yeah, it's strange. But, is it just in our heads?
Well, it's something we become conditioned to.
Yeah, it's weird.
But there's no reason that we should have been conditioned to it, is technically your argument. But
There's some food for thought, guys.
I don't know why. What's triggered that thought in you?
Don't know, I was just thinking about it. I think I was at a service station recently and I was thinking about it. It's just a waste of space with stupid, like, slalom doors and everything for privacy. Why do you need privacy? There's cubicles. No one's got, like, their genitals out just walking around the bathroom. You know, you don't need the privacy.
And girls don't poo anyway, so they don't even need them anyway.
Girls-
I don't even know what they go in there to do.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't think... I've never heard of a girl pooing before. It'd be the first
No.
time I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know. What, they just process it. They've got complete combustion.
They just burn it all
It's
off.
complete combustion. They're the most efficient engine.
That's why they live longer.
Yeah, that definitely accounts for it. And there's like 51% of the world's population or something. That's what is that extra 1%.
What a ridiculous conversation.
Do you think there's a bias in world countries between more women and obviously exclude China from this because they had some weird...
Yeah.
They tried to rig what they had, so we'll exclude that from it. But on a normal country that hasn't been operating under some
Weird laws.
child policy, do you get proportionately more girls than boys in certain places?
I don't know.
I have no idea why I can Google that.
Maybe.
I just wonder. But it's pure chance anyway. So you'd think that over the billions of people it would average out, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, is it... I forget, because I think we learnt about it, but is it 50-50? I don't know.
No, it's 51-49 world population.
No, I mean, is it a 50-50 chance of having a girl or a boy?
I
think it is, isn't it?
To knowledge, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Mm.
So it's weird that it winds up as more women than men.
Yeah, but this is a bit like...
But is that because women live longer? So men die and then... So proportionally, the higher end of the spectrum... Like, if you cut off what you were counting at, like, 60, would there be about half? That's the question.
That is interesting, that is.
There you go.
That is an interesting one to consider.
I wonder.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We need some statistical analysis on population breakdowns. Yeah.
This is the problem. Like, we need all these facts, like, now. I want to talk about them now.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, certainly China have had weird, because they had the one-child policy for a while where you were only allowed one child. And even then you had to ask permission to have a child.
And I think it was only had to ask permission for the second one.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, no, you had to check with your employer that it was okay to have the first.
Employer, yeah.
And then, but then people were aborting or getting rid of children.
Or hiding them under the floorboards.
If they weren't men.
Yeah.
Because of being able to earn money or
like
working
that,
in fields. It was nasty stuff. It was bad.
Yeah.
And then they ended up with a really weird...
Now they've got more men than women.
Too many men.
Too many men.
We need some more girls in here. That's what Skepta was thinking about when he wrote that.
It might have been. He might have been.
It's definitely as a...
Think about China and their one-child policy. It's all about
the one-child policy. It's on a deeper level, that song is.
I don't know about deeper level.
It's on a much deeper level than just the
basics of the one-child
policy. The dance floor filler that you think it really is. The German beer is nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang on. It's only over there. Let me go and get it.
It's a cloudy beer. It looks like a cloudy cider, but it's definitely a beer. But it tastes a bit banana-y.
It tastes really odd. It's Franziskaner.
Franziskaner.
Weissbier. Oh, it's Weissbier.
What does that mean?
I forget. Is it white beer? I don't know.
I would fall into like...
Is that what they call it? Is it white beer?
It looks a bit like a crafty beer.
Well, it's all in foreign.
Like an IPA craft ale type thing.
Hang on, I'm going to have to try and read the French because there's no English. Ingredients. Water.
And we don't need to do this. No. And we had...
There's nothing exciting in it. There's no like rice in it or anything.
No, what did I drink? I was drinking in Belgium. Jubilee or something?
Not just like Stella.
No.
That's Belgian, isn't it? Stella?
Yeah, Jupe something.
Oh.
We could have had Leffe. We should have been drinking
Yeah,
that.
Leffe.
Jupiler.
I think I know it. I think I know the...
Belgian Pils. Yeah, it was nice. It's good stuff. And Belgian service stations... Sorry, it's a bit of a weird one. Belgian service stations are all pay-to-wee. Disappointingly.
Yeah, I don't like that. It just irritates me.
Yeah, 70p go for a turnstile.
Were they any good,
Euros. Yeah, very nice.
Oh, well, that's okay.
They were like... It was like...
I don't mind paying... Yeah, I don't mind paying if it's really good.
But the first one we went to in a truck stop was like hell on earth. And you still had to pay 50 centimes. However, I watched a trucker push through it, so I copied him. Living life on the edge I was.
Just pull the barrier towards you and slip through.
Crank through, yeah.
I know what you mean.
Classic.
Did you get to go in the trucker's cafe on the ferry?
Oh, yes, I did.
See, this is exciting because whenever I've been on a ferry, I'm like, oh, but I want to go in a trucker's cafe. I want a greasy bacon roll and a coffee.
It's funny, right? The trucker's cafe was so memorable, the trucker ferry, that I actually wrote a full page of notes on my iPhone. And I actually was talking about the trucker cafe. And it was bad. I couldn't look at the trucker cafe without just seeing it as... Purely, I need to remember all this because it's so ridiculous. The trucker cafe, right?
Tell us some stuff.
It's the entire cafe. Because I went over in a lorry, so we were on a lorry-only ferry.
Mm-hmm.
So P&O basically neglect that ferry, and it's horrible compared to the car ferry. The car ferry, which is like a floating rubbish, like basically just a poor version of a shopping centre. Really, just a rubbish shopping centre.
I don't like ferries.
Almost a little bit like a shopping centre-y service station,
smell.
Really.
They are like service stations.
Exactly. So, but you know what?
They are with
clean
torn seats and...
Yeah, no, this one was done up, the one on the way back. Right, but the one on the way out was just truckers. So it's double-deck full of trucks. But it was just rusty and like white paint slapped on it. It was just nasty, right? It was an old ferry. Let me compose myself. The bizarre thing that I hadn't ever considered is that some truckers would have their wives with them the entire time. So that was like, they were like a... So those guys would
never think about
would parade their wives around the canteen, right? So, but those were mainly Eastern European guys. So all the Eastern Europeans would be like... They were only thin ones, though. So thin truckers might have a wife or girlfriend with them, and they'd walk around with them on their arm, like showing them off to all the other truckers. Weird. The fat truckers are on their own. Don't say a word. This is where it gets weird. The canteen is like a horrible school canteen. The food was like school canteen food.
Gross.
But you know what? It served
Do they have
purpose.
turkey Twizzlers?
No, I had fish and chips. It was actually quite nice. But the cafe is full of tables, 4-man tables, which is a total waste of time because
For
every single
truckers.
person sits on their own. So there's like 70 tables, all occupied by one man, which is just weird. You'd be better off just having desks or like...
Just bars.
Yeah,
like,
bars.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it was a total waste of space, and that annoyed me a lot. You got free complimentary coffee
Oh, that's
and
cool.
bottomless Coke on the trucker
That's
cafe.
cool.
So they were hammering it. It was
I
like
bet.
it was like the first time they've ever seen coffee. The queue was immense. And it had the
Do
world's...
they give you really small cups?
Yes, it was. Yeah, so they knew what they were doing. They were keeping the numbers down.
Give you like an espresso cup for
Yeah.
a coffee.
They all wear like a certain type of fashion,
Right.
On there.
Trucker fashion.
trucker fashion, but I can't put my finger on it. It wasn't like every single one of them was wearing something different, but you could look at them and point at them and go, "They're a trucker." That's a really weird phenomenon, but I can't describe it better than that.
I imagine like jeans and a leather
Yes.
jacket or a
no,
leather
no,
vest.
there wasn't any leather.
No leather?
No leather.
Really?
No.
Was it like a
I was the
jacket with
only,
lots of pockets?
Yeah, quite a lot of like technical clothing, I would
yeah,
call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all prepared.
Technical vests full of
Technical
chocolate
vests.
and
Yes.
biscuits.
The
and-
average weight would be the average BMI would be overweight. Would be in the heavier to overweight category.
in the red.
In the red, not in the black. Like there was no obese truckers, just overweight.
Fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all on their phones the entire time,
Really?
which leads me to believe they have a better data plan than I could certainly afford anyway.
Probably.
Because they were all foreign.
Covered by the company.
They were
probably.
all foreign and still rinsing the 4G, like watching videos and Netflix and stuff. So presumably they either spend half of their wages that they got for trucking on data, or they have some magical flexi plan that allows them to use
Was
data
there
wherever
Wi-Fi
they go.
on the ferry?
Definitely not. This ferry was definitely invented pre-Wi-Fi. I mean,
Pre-World War One.
it was awful. It was probably used in the Normandy landings. This ferry, it was awful. Yeah, it was just one of the most bizarre things. I was the only guy on the whole boat with a beard,
Really?
which is a
That does surprise me because you'd think truckers would be beardies, but then it is summertime. Maybe they shave them off in the summertime.
Do you think it's a
Maybe they
is
seasonally
facial
grow
hair
beards.
seasonal then?
Well, I trim my beard right down in the summer
Well, I
because it gets too hot, sweaty.
just trimmed like last year. I trimmed it back to just a brutal moustache, but I looked fully
Remember.
Mexican,
Yeah, you did.
and everybody,
It's amazing. It's on Twitter or Facebook somewhere.
yeah, it was. But I don't have any. Contrary to popular belief, I don't have any attachment to my beard. I
No?
have it. I keep it on my face because
Because you're lazy.
yeah, and it grows
Yeah.
back fast enough that you'd have to be shaving like every day,
Yeah, I know.
and I
the
can't
feeling.
be bothered to do that. So if I can't be bothered, then you just leave it to grow. Because if you just had 1 day stubble every day, you just look unkept.
Yeah.
So then I leave it a bit longer. So then it's actually like past the point of just looking like he forgot to
Actually
shave
looks
this
like a
morning.
beard. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's acceptable.
I grow out in the winter because it gets cold. You know.
Well, you get a cold chin.
Now we're in the northern hemisphere, so it's quite cold up here.
I definitely don't think.
Saves your neck and face getting.
I don't
cold.
think it affects heat. I don't think it affects heat.
Oh, it does definitely.
It definitely does.
Oh yeah, it does.
It does.
What it
annoy me.
also does, it protects your skin from the sun.
Yes, very
Don't
much.
get
so.
sunburn under your
Yeah,
beard.
but that also means that if you've been on holiday once and you've got like a red face, you can't then
No,
shave
you
your
have
beard
to
off
keep your
because
beard
otherwise
on.
you're going to
Yeah,
have
you do.
big white cheeks.
Yeah, which would just look stupid.
Yeah, it's a bit like if you get your hair cut really short and
Yeah,
then
always
they
get your
cut
hair
your
cut
hairline
before
back.
holiday.
they move your hairline back and then you've
Get a
got some
haircut
horrible
before
line.
you go away. It's very simple.
It looks like you haven't put your foundation all the way to the corners.
Oh, I know that feeling very well.
Yeah, it's grim.
Yeah.
The struggle's real.
The struggle is real.
That's why you're always late for work
It
when we
is.
pick you up.
Getting my foundation on.
Yeah, making sure you got it all the way to the edge of this spatula. Covering up his surface of the moon skin. Oh, that's a pet hate, man. That's savage, isn't it? It's not polyfiller duck. Slow down.
Oh my god. It's not polyfiller.
No more nails or whatever you call it.
It is polyfiller. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing you're thinking of.
polyfiller.
Filling in holes in the wall.
My dad had a box of polyfiller, right? That he bought. He must have bought it 20 years ago, maybe. It was a decorator's pack. It was about the size of a box of cereal.
Good value.
Right. And the reason why I know it was so old is because there was a coupon on it for free Carlsberg.
Oh.
No, something like 15p off Carlsberg, making a 4-pack of Carlsberg £1.7 or something.
Wow.
It was vintage.
From the 60s.
Vintage pricing. But he kept this, he had this...
Just mix it with a bit of water,
the
it'll be
decorator's
alright.
pack. And it is weird. You know how you have certain like tools in the garage or whatever, and you have like a really horrible old saucer that you will use, or a special stick for stirring paint, or
the paint stick.
The paint stick.
Yeah, the paint stick. Yeah.
Or the those kind of things.
Yeah.
I can picture it in my head now. The horrible little saucer that you would
I
mix
know the
up
saucer.
the decorator's pack on.
The polyfiller saucer.
Yeah, and you know it has that weird pinkish
Mm-hmm.
plastery tinge that you never quite get off it. Well, it used to wind my mum up so much so that it took... There was like a few little... pardon me, sorry. Some few holes and stuff that needed filling.
Yeah.
And Dad obviously was thinking of 1,000 things he'd rather be doing than doing the polyfiller. I don't blame him. When he eventually got around to doing it, it enraged my mum so much she went out and left him with his big bag of polyfiller to fill in all the holes.
By himself.
Yeah, leave him on a Sunday. Go on, fill in all the holes. And then he covered a bit, like did one patch, so much so it was almost like borderline plastering the wall.
Just re-skimming the plaster.
Really giving it a once over.
Oh, that's great.
To be fair, the decorator's pack was probably big enough to re-skim the downstairs of the house.
Re-skim the whole.
It was like genuinely, it was like the size of, like this. You know the really expensive premium cereals?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm talking Ricicles. I'm talking Golden Grahams.
Mm-hmm.
They're like £2.90 a box.
Not your Tesco.
No. These
malt wheats.
Nah, premium brands. You know that like small Nesquik, the small boxes you get.
Yeah.
That size.
I know the size.
Yeah. I used to get a box of them in the summer holidays if I've been a good boy.
Really?
Yeah. Nowadays I'm always a good boy, and I get honey monster puffs or whatever they're called nowadays. I can't remember. They
Sugar
changed
Puffs?
brand. Yeah, but they're not called Sugar Puffs anymore.
Where are they?
Open that cupboard. Yep. Open. Yeah, it's the same cupboard. Middle shelf. Yeah, what are they called now?
They're called Honey Monster Puffs.
Yeah, they're not called Sugar Puffs anymore.
They are specifically Honey Monster Puffs.
And for the weights and
The
measures,
Honey Monster hasn't changed.
people interested in you here, it's a 320-gram box that I'm referencing.
Yeah.
Yep. And it probably costs about...
serial number as well?
No, the serial number. I see what you're doing there. We're loving the pun work.
027.
I reckon it's probably about £2.50 a box. And they last about a day and a half. It's a very expensive habit.
Sugar Puffs do. They're very light, aren't they?
Yeah.
You can eat 1 million of them in one go.
Yeah, you'll pour in so much of it, and then it won't... yeah, and it won't even touch the sides. Just had a text message from my sister. Boris Johnson, Forest Secretary. Is Theresa May smoking crack? Oh, sweet Lord.
That is an interesting move. Without talking about politics too much, that's quite an interesting move. Putting Boris Johnson as Foreign Secretary. I suppose he has quite a lot of experience dealing with people from different countries from the Olympics. I suppose maybe that's her
When
logic.
he ran over that Chinese boy in the rugby ball.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He ran over the Japanese boy in a perfect...
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah, oh my God. I don't feel that we need to cover full...
We do not need to cover politics.
Brexit fallout. Maybe let's wait for it to finally finish.
We'll do like a 6-month review.
Yeah, wait for the shit to finally finish hitting the fan.
And then we'll
wait for them to
recap.
unclog the fan. And then when everybody's bored of it, we'll come back and recoil on how ridiculous this whole thing was.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you... all the, like... I can't stop coughing, but we'll get there. If you were to put a pre-prediction in an envelope of the worst, weirdest case scenario that could have happened in a post-Brexit world, I don't think anybody would have estimated quite how
Weird it's all got.
weird and how quickly it got.
Yeah.
How quickly so many weird
But
things.
it's like
happened.
less than a month later and we've got a new Prime Minister.
It's like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or
It's
something.
crazy.
Wasn't it the 23rd?
Yeah.
So that's 13 days, 3 weeks, something like that. Yeah. New Prime Minister, 3 weeks in.
Madness.
Yeah, she was put in this afternoon, wasn't it? There was a weird time this afternoon where the Queen was technically all-powered leader.
Yeah, when David Cameron stood down and
She
before
was.
Theresa May got sort of sworn in or whatever they call it.
I was.
Yeah, the Queen was in power. I reckon she should have seized that moment
Yes.
and taken control.
This is what I said.
And she should have just been like, "No, sorry, Theresa, I'm not making you
Yeah.
Prime Minister. I am now in charge."
Yeah, she put her crown on.
Yep.
Declared every day from now
Get
on
the
here to
scepter
be
out.
get the get out the carriage.
Smite her.
Get a pimping carriage out, roll down the mall, and declare every day a bank holiday from now until the end of the world.
And
And
she'll
then
just fund everything.
Yeah, because to be honest, she's 90.
Yeah.
How
Spend her
she can
last sort of
spend
10
her
years.
last? Well, she's not. I don't know how long she's going to go on, but basically, she can't ruin the entire country in as long as she has left.
No.
So if she just put everybody on gardening leave
That'd be great.
indefinitely, how long do you reckon the country would take before it stopped?
I don't know. We'd all have lovely gardens, though.
Yeah. Maybe they could just start. Well, we wouldn't need any policemen to enforce that. It'd be like the purge. I reckon it would go.
Everyone would be
nasty in
stealing
about
each other's
6
tomatoes.
hours. I reckon in 6 hours, by the time it suddenly dawned that there was nobody had any responsibilities anymore, it would go really nasty.
Do you think?
Yes. And we
I
wouldn't.
wonder.
But
You'd
we
never
wouldn't
know.
know it's going nasty though, because there would be no media to report it.
Oh. So what would happen? I suppose it depends where you lived. But would it though? If there's no way of communicating.
If there was no way of communicating, no media, presumably like phone networks would work for a bit, and the maintenance would break on them and stuff.
You probably got a couple of months at least. On everything, power too, probably. Probably at least a couple of weeks on power, surely.
It'd be quite apocalyptic, quite quick, I reckon.
Do you reckon?
But the thing is,
Be like full on Walking
I
Dead.
don't think people would be able to cope with the uncertainty, and naturally, we would all become. Each town would take responsibility for itself. On
Yeah,
a quicker,
it probably would. Yeah, it'd become like
Yeah.
martial law in each
Yeah.
town.
I think,
Yeah.
it would become probably quite
Yeah.
hostile between towns.
But the benefit of it being that nobody in the UK has guns. Or some people do, but not as many as in the States. So it
Yeah,
probably
we
wouldn't
would-
get that violent.
Certainly not quickly, anyway.
No.
It's disappointing that she didn't take a chance with absolute control of the United
That would have been
Kingdom.
amazing.
It would have been great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have been cool.
And also, if I was a queen, I'd just have any opportunity to just get out on ceremony now.
Yeah.
Get another highlighter dress out.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Get the next Stipulo boss.
Maybe she
special
could.
out.
Do you reckon next one's going to be fluoro orange or fluoro pink?
Pink.
Take your bets. You
Pink.
think she's going to go
Yeah,
fluoro
pink, yeah. Did you hear she was in a pub last night?
Yeah, and they gave like 1
Supposedly.
hour's warning or something.
Yeah, supposedly.
tidy
They
up.
didn't confirm it. The palace didn't confirm it, but everyone knows it happened. It was the ram's head, I think, or sheep's head or something.
It was in Scotland, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Edinburgh.
I saw it on Twitter.
They just said, yeah, we're going to bring the Queen round in an hour. But they just ordered off the menu. Like, they didn't have anything special. She had the lamb, I think, they
She
said.
had the lamb.
1650.
Oh, that's fairly
Yeah,
reasonable.
yeah. 1650.
Good to see she's not spending.
And
She's
they
not going mental.
ordered like 4 martinis and a bottle of red wine or something.
I know that she.
There's
has,
a few of them there. It wasn't just the Queen, like, and Phil on Phil, yeah, and Phil on their lazzers. It was like loads of people there.
My auntie works is the manager of a hotel in Ascot, and they have quite a lot to do with the Queen.
Yeah.
And the Queen likes drinking gin and tonics from a certain type of glass that they didn't have.
Oh right.
So
What kind of glass?
I can't remember. It's like a short tumbler or something like this.
All right.
And Zoe realised that she had some of those, so she took in her glasses from home just for the Queen.
What?
Just one of the ridiculous snippets of the life of
Unbelievable.
my auntie. Yeah, what a crazy life that is. Bonkers. Yeah, but the Queen's sick though, man. She's
I like her.
yeah.
She's
I
pretty
go
cool.
full circle with
She
it.
holds it all together, I reckon. The royal family, like she's sort of brought them all into line and brought them all into like the modern world. And she's paved the way for William and his family, I think.
Certainly a modern world.
I don't know
of
what's going to
royalty.
happen when Charles is in. I think it's all going to sort of be around and really sort of stagnant for a while.
Well, it's almost like he doesn't have enough time to fully impose
Well,
himself.
I don't really know if it's worth it. Like, because some people say he'll abdicate, but a lot of people who like royalists or people who really know the royal family say there's no chance because he's been waiting all his life
No,
to be king.
he won't abdicate. I think it's
But there's no point really because he's only going to be there like 10 years. He's not going to do anything.
Yeah, but he just wants stamps with his face on.
We're going to change all the banknotes and all the coins.
Yep, all the post boxes.
Yeah, everything.
It's a hell of a lot. This is what I said about Brexit. If we were to leave the EU, we'd think of all the headed notepaper that we're going to have to burn and reprint.
Exactly.
All of these little things.
Exactly.
All the merchandise that says EU on it. All those
brand new
pencils
£5
with
notes.
rubbers on the top of them.
All those brand new £5 notes that last 50 years or however long. Melt them all down,
all
make
up in
new
smoke.
ones.
There were so many things that people didn't consider before they...
Stupid.
That's what they shouldn't have been talking about the politics. They should have been talking about the sheer logistical nightmare that it was reprinting all the stationery from leaving the EU.
Unbelievable.
I stand by that. This is why when companies change names and things, that's something they do actually have to consider. Before you change your branding, think about all the headed notepaper that you're going to have to get changed.
Yep.
Oh, nightmare.
Do you know what I was thinking the other day? We have quite a lot of people in this country who are nationalist, I suppose. They're very everything British and we have to stay, British and we have to hold on to the things that matter to the British and it's all very British. And no to any immigrants. We don't want any immigrants. We don't want anything coming from any other country. It's Britain or British stuff only.
Britain or bust.
Yeah. So say, okay, that's fine. So, the English flag. Yeah.
What, St. George's.
Yeah, St. George's Cross. Yeah. St. George wasn't English. No.
Was he not?
No, he came from the Middle East.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
there's a good start. Also, try every piece of currency that we own. Okay? What's around the edge? Right? Look at if you want to look. Get your wallet out, everyone.
Everybody.
Have a look.
Everybody
have a look at what's written around a quantity of coins, around the edges, around the Queen's
Latin,
face.
Isn't it?
It's bloody Latin. It's not even English. And where does Latin come from?
Why have you got a Welsh accent?
it's
bloody Latin.
Bloody Latin. Where does that come from? Not the UK.
Where does Latin originate from?
Greece, I suppose. The point is, it's all around us in every single day of our lives, in everything about Britain that we love. There is no such thing as Britain or British. Throughout the whole of Britain's history, it has just been immigrants and people from different nationalities creating the UK. From the Vikings to the Normans to the Romans. Just do some fucking history reading before you start spouting your nationalist shit and just realise the actual heritage of this country and how this country wouldn't be anything without immigrants from all the different countries. Even the fucking Romans. Just think about London didn't even have a name till the Romans came over. Just put some fucking thought into it before you get too nationalistic about things. Start kicking out the bloody Polish or whatever. Stupid. Look up the fucking Second World War and the Battle of Britain. Could have done it without the Polish.
I thought I'd just leave George to get that out of the system.
Sorry, there's a lot more. I could go for hours, but I'm just holding
his mic. He's dropped his mic and
there's so much
off.
more.
He's left the kitchen.
There's so much more I could say, but I'm not going to.
I didn't realise he was so impassioned on this subject. This was a bad idea to get him all riled up like this.
George has his rage.
Yeah, well, that makes up for when I had a full go at Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook algorithm or whatever, which I've said this wrong. I say both and then I can't be wrong. Algorithm.
I think it's
delete
algorithm.
as applicable. And when I had a rant about that last week. So there you go, 1-1. You chose to have yours about...
There we go, rants. Nationalism.
You chose yours to have about nationalism.
Stupid nationalists. And if anybody wants to have an argument about it, I'm all ears.
Why are you signing yourself up to have an argument?
It's all right. Any keyboard warriors that fancy it.
Who actually likes arguing?
I don't mind a reasoned argument. I did win most argumentative award once.
Yeah, in school.
Yeah.
Is that claim to fame?
Yeah, I think it is.
Well,
but I'm able to have an argument. Some people can't do it. Some people just get angry and just shout at each other. That's not an argument.
Well, I have my time clock is all out. I have no idea how long the podcast was because I need to chop out a massive chunk while I had a conversation to my auntie.
So we started at
some poor
sod
some poor jockey who got
hit in the face and then run over by an ambulance.
First of all, he fell off his horse and then he got run over by the ambulance going to save him. That beautiful irony is his father trains ambulance drivers.
Which is hilarious.
That's just too much.
And ended on me having a fucking fit of rage.
Yeah, and George went in on seeming everybody who doesn't understand how the UK is formed.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
Probably
thanks.
not to the extent that he decided to deliver his piece. Okay. I wondered why he was dragging a little soapbox behind him when he came to my house this evening. Yeah. So, that was an episode.
That was start for 10.
Start of a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting... I feel we're in our stride, you know?
We're in a stride.
We're good.
Hopefully everyone still enjoys it.
Yeah.
As we said, leave us a review.
Yeah, leave us a review.
Tweet
or
at
whatever.
us. We've had a couple of tweets recently. It's cool to see tweets come in.
Yeah, we're on a Starter for 10 pod. We're on Facebook.
Yeah.
And obviously you know where to find us on iTunes and
All the other places.
Acast and all the other places where you find us now. Yeah, if you want to just tell your friends or whatever, if you think we're rubbish or if you think we're good. But, yeah, share the news, you know? Share the
love.
Share the
love.
Spread it far and wide. We'll be back again with either a short podcast, one of them speedy jobs, or a long one.
Yeah.
You lose track, but
Yep.
I'm off out again we might be distance again.
Long distance
podding. But I don't know. We'll
Commitment
see.
to the cause.
Commitment. Righty ho.
Cheers,
Until
guys.
next time.
Bye.